China denies flexing muscles in military parade. Beijing denied last Tuesday that a huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was a sign of the country flexing its muscles. The country is wrapping up preparations for the week holiday from October 1, marking the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. The country is wrapping up preparations for week's holiday from October 1, marking the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. At a press conference in Beijing, a Defense Ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. Tuesday's military procession through the center of the capital will last 8 minutes and showcase the army's most advanced weaponry. If the Chinese army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscle. But doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said Senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. If the Chinese army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscle, but if doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said Senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. In the past 70 years, the development and growth of the Chinese military has been obvious to all. We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles through military parades. Around 15,000 members of the armed forces will march in the display, which will showcase around 508 pieces of military hardware, all domestically made. Around 15,000 members of the armed forces will march in the display, which will showcase around 508 pieces of military hardware, all domestically made. There will also be an anniversary show on Beijing Tiananmen Square.
China denies flexing muscles in military parade. Beijing
Beijing
last Tuesday that a huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was a sign of the country flexing its muscles. The country is ramping up preparations for a week's holiday from October 1, marking the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. At a press conference in Beijing, a defense ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. Tuesday's military procession through the center of the capital will last 80 minutes and showcase the Army's most advanced weaponry. If the Chinese Army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscles. But if it doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said Senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. In the past 70 years, the development and growth of the Chinese military has been obvious to all. We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles through military parades. Around 15,000 members of the armed forces will march in the display, which will showcase around 580 pieces of military hardware, all domestically made. There will also be an anniversary show on Beijing's Tiananmen Square.
The parade's ramp up in the second paragraph means arranging and folds as a cover or protection, an inclined surface connection to levels, an inclined surface connection to levels, to increase or cause to increase. What did Wu Qian mean when he said if the Chinese army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscles, but if it doesn't display them, then it is opaque? He is against opaque military parade. Foreign media is particularly about Chinese party. Chinese army should display weapons and equipment. Which statement is true? There will be both advanced and old weaponry in the parades. Military procession is aimed to show the positive energy. All the military hardware in the parade are domestically made. Which statement is true? There will be both. China denies flexing muscles in military parade. Flex, 屈伸活动 to bend, move, or strengthen an arm or a leg, or contract a muscle, especially in order to prepare for physical activity. To bend, move, or stretch an arm or leg. To contract a muscle, especially in order to prepare for physical activity. Flex your fingers, flex your face, flex legs, flex your muscles. Stretch. Military parade, 军事检阅 stretch. 伸展拉紧，阅兵 parade, 阅兵检阅游行 a victory parade, 胜利游行 parade, 游行队列行进接受检阅 the marchers parade peacefully through the capital. The crowd applauded as the guards parade past. Procession 列队行进 Procession march 前进行军 Procession march Parade military parade. China denies flexing muscles in military parade. Beijing denied last Tuesday that a huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was a sign of country flexing its muscles, a sign of 的迹象，什么什么的迹象征兆 sign 迹象征兆痕迹 indication 迹象近义词 indication 迹象象征 crying is seen as a sign of weakness. A sign of Beijing denied last Tuesday that a huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was a sign of the country flexing its muscles. The country is wrapping up preparations for a week's holiday from October the 1st, marking the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. Wrap up 使数量增加 increase. Producer can quickly ramp up production. Increase, seize, 夺取、攻占、控制 seize something, seize power, seize control. The rebels have seized the power. A group of soldiers seized the airport. The rebels have seized the power. A group of soldiers seized the airport. 夺取、攻占、控制 seize something from somebody. Seize power. Seize control. Take over. 控制、接管 control. Occupy. 控制、接管 take over. Seize something from something. Seize power. Seize control. The country is wrapping up preparation for the week's holiday from October 1, making the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. 句子的主干是 The country is wrapping up preparations for the week's holiday 是介宾短语做目的状语 From October 1 是嵌套的介宾短语做后置定语修饰 A week's holiday 逗号后面的部分是现在分词做伴随状语。现在分词结构中嵌套了一个省略 that 的定语从句即 the day that the Chinese Communist seized control and established the People's Republic of China. At a press conference, the country is wrapping up preparations for the week's holiday from October 1, marking the day the Chinese Communist Party seized control and established the People's Republic of China. At a press conference in Beijing, a defense ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. At a press conference in Beijing, a defense ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strengthening of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. At a press conference in Beijing, a defense ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. At a press conference in Beijing, a defense ministry spokesman unveiled more details about the upcoming parade and said that the strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. Defense Ministry 国防部 Defense Department 国防部 Defense 国防机构Defense Protection Upcoming 即将发生的 Going to happen Be published etc. very soon The upcoming presidential election 即将举行的总统选举 Forthcoming 即将来临的近义词 Upcoming Forthcoming Tuesday's military procession through the center of the capital will last 80 minutes and showcase the Army's most advanced weaponry. Procession 人或车辆的队列行进游行。Funeral wedding procession wedding procession 葬礼队伍婚礼队伍。They marched in procession to the Capitol building. Showcase 展现展示。She wants to showcase African American literature. She wants to showcase African American literature. Display, exhibit, showcase, 谢谢你们关心我，没事。Showcase, she wants to showcase African. Display, exhibit. Display, exhibit, display, exhibit, display, exhibit, display, exhibit, display 展示表现陈列 exhibit 展览展示提出。第一次是 showcase, display, exhibit, showcase 展示本领的场合 showcase. The festival was a showcase for young musicians. Over 500 original documents dating back to the 18th century are displayed in showcases. Over 5 original documents dating back to the 18th century are displayed in showcase. Weaponry 总称某一类型或某国某组织的兵器武器 weapons regarded collectively. Tuesday's military procession through the center of the Capitol will last 80 minutes and showcase the Army's most advanced weapon. If the Chinese Army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscles, but it doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. If the Chinese Army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing its muscles, but if it doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. Opaque 不透明的 opaque glass, opaque ties, non-transparent. Senior colonel 大校 senior 级别高的 senior, a senior officer 高级军官。If the Chinese Army displays weapons and equipment, then it is flexing and its muscles, but if it doesn't display them, then it is opaque, said senior Colonel Wu Qian, defense spokesman. 句子中出现了2个 if 条件状语从句，主句都用了 then 这个副词， but 表示转折的连词连接起来 said senior Colonel Wu Qian 是倒装结构 defense spokesman 由逗号分开的同位语成分。In the past 70 years, the development and growth of the Chinese military has been obvious to all. We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles through military parades. In the past 70 years, the development and growth of the Chinese military has been obvious to all. We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles through military parades. Around 15,000 members of the armed forces will march in the display, which will showcase around 508 pieces of military hardware, all domestically made. March 行进齐步走示威游行 Soldiers were marching up and down outside the government buildings. Soldiers were marching up and down outside the government buildings. An estimated 5,000 people marched through the city to demonstrate against the factory closure. An estimated 500 people marched through the city to demonstrate against the factory closure. They marched 20 miles to reach the capital. They marched 20 miles to reach the capital. They marched 20 miles to reach the capital. Soldiers were marching. They marched 20 miles to reach the capital. Hardware 硬件设施设备装备 tanks and other military hardware tanks and other military hardware software 软件 equipment 设备 domestically 本国的国内的 domestically produced goods 本国产品 domestically produced goods domestically made 等于 homegrown. There will also be an anniversary show on Beijing's Tiananmen Square. A huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was not a sign of the country flexing its muscles. The strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace. We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles. Parade planned for world peace. The need to a sign of.
A huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was not a sign of the country flexing its muscles.
A huge military parade planned for China's 70th anniversary was not a sign of the country flexing its muscles. The strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace.
The strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace.
The strength of the Chinese military was a chance to provide more positive energy for world peace.
We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles.
We have neither intentions nor the need to flex our muscles.